Hey, I'm back. It's been not even 24 hours since my last video, but I wanted to talk more about blessings and miracles, specifically the ones that I'm receiving and experiencing. So let's kind of get into it. I know in the last video I talked about my car loan, how that resolved, how I made the first payment on the new contract, which is again like a little bit less than half of what I was paying before. I talked about the 4 Indian men in my Uber that tipped me $50 out of nowhere. I talked about the man who experienced the healing of his leg and was able to walk off stage. I talked about the woman who healed her husband as she prayed over him. I talked about a couple other things, but I forgot a lot in that area, and I want to put them on the record. One is my uncle John, who I'm extremely grateful for, and have always loved and admired and looked up to. When I was first getting into music, I loved the band The Kinks from the UK. And I used to call him up at his work and ask him about the Kinks, like who were the members, because there was no internet back then. So who would you learn from, right? So I called him up while he was at work, and now I can just imagine him like bent over a car, like holding onto the phone like this, working the car, talking to me about the Kinks, right? So memories from when I was young, appreciating my uncle. I've always loved him, I've always cared for him, and vice versa. And then when I was a little older, and he never got mad at me being on the phone calling for things like in the middle of his day. He never got mad at me. He always talked to me. Always took time out of his day to talk to me. Then when I was a little older, I would go down there on my bike, and sometimes I would just spend hours hanging out at his garage while he worked on cars. Never annoyed him, he never asked me to leave, nothing ever like that. He always enjoyed my company, and I enjoyed his. And it was great to have that kind of relationship with him. And then through some rift in the family when my grandparents died, sort of separated from him for a number of years, but reestablished contact and reestablished a relationship again. And I was getting a little bit worried about being able to work, dealing with all of this chemo and everything. So when I reached out to my uncle and asked him if he could lend me a little bit of money, just so I'd have something behind me, a cushion that I could rely on, he didn't have any problem whatsoever. And he came through for me on that, and I'm really, really grateful for that. So that's one of the things I didn't talk about, but I want to give him credit for that, because it's a lot of peace of mind. And right now, peace of mind is very valuable. So thank you, John. Sincerely, from the bottom of my heart. I know I told you in person, but thank you. All right, so there are other people that sometimes I'm not even sure who they are or where they're from. And it's hard for me to remember their names, but I've got the social worker from when I was in the hospital, and she's trying to help with a few things, trying to get me like a mini refrigerator, so I've got a place to keep my own food. And the fridge at home is a little bit crowded. I could certainly use the extra space. So someone's working on getting me that. There was another woman who was working on getting food stamps for me, and that came through. So now I got $300 worth of food stamps a month. And she's also working on getting me another $80 a month for fruits and vegetables, and that's somehow going to be in the form of some kind of gift card that gets recharged every month. There's somebody else who was like, all right, here's how to sign up for Social Security disability. I don't know if I'll get it or not, but the point is I had somebody help me sign up for that. And hopefully it comes through temporarily. We'll see. Another thing was someone is trying to help me secure the next 8 months of rent from some kind of program. So I don't know if that's going to come through, but I filled that out and did all the paperwork that I needed to do for that and submitted that. So now it's just wait. The SSDI, Social Security Disability, could take 200 to 230 days, I heard, for them to just look at your application. But if they do and something good comes from it, then great. If not, well, it didn't hurt to try. And then with the potential help with rent money, that's a 2-week turnaround. You got to wait 2 weeks and for them to look at that, but hopefully that comes through. So we'll see. God, what else? So I just actually got out of a doctor's appointment. I'm on my way up to Sam's in Vermont, and more to come in the future about that. But I got out of a diabetes doctor's appointment. Now, apparently, they missed that I had diabetes in January when I was in the hospital. But I noticed that my blood sugar was really high, and I decided to do something about it way back then. I decided to cut sugar out of my diet as much as possible, almost entirely. I think it's really, really tough to get all of it out. But what I do have has very, very little sugar in it. And if it does have sugar in it, it's not something that I'm going to consume a lot of, we'll put it that way. So one thing would be coconut water. When I put coconut water in my green smoothie in the morning, that's one of the things that has sugar in it. But what I could do was get the coconut water with the least amount of sugar. So that's what I did. I found that. And actually Stephanie helped me with that and said, hey, this is the one with the least amount, but I went out and I took action on it. I went out and did it. So there's that. I'm still working on dietary changes, since we're talking about food a little bit. But anyway, yeah, let me get back to the diabetes doctor. I'm going to superimpose over, I'm going to put some B-roll over this, but she showed me this little scale and said in January you were like at an 11.5 or 11.6 or something, which was off the chart. The chart only goes up to 10. And she's like, the average range you want to be in is around a 7. And she said, right now you're down around an 8. And I've done that almost entirely on my own. I have had some medication since I left the hospital for, quote, diabetes. And I'm sure that's helping lower my sugar even more. But the majority of the work that I've done on my own since January already has my doctor impressed. I'm not even kidding. This is her literal words to me. She's like, I don't know what to say to you, Matt. You're a rock star. You're doing everything you need to do, and keep doing it. So to have a doctor say that, and I've had multiple doctors give me positive feedback about a lot of things. One of them is attitude, outlook. I'll talk more about that in an upcoming video. But to have that kind of feedback from doctors is amazing. So the outcome of the visit was, I've got a little, I don't know if you can even see it. I don't know where they put it. There it is. It's up the sleeve. I've got a little like sensor tracker type thing, Bluetooth, and it goes into feeds the information that it collects into an app. And that app can store it and record it and also send it to my doctor. So we're gonna have that on for a week, and then she's gonna look at it. We're gonna do a telecall follow-up, and we're gonna see where I am in a week, so she can have a better understanding of what my sugar is actually doing, because right now she has not enough data to tell. But she can see from January till now that I've made significant improvement on my own. And so from here on out, it's probably just going to be more about managing sugar long term and keeping that under control by myself. So that's good, positive news in that regard. Still talking to people, talking to nurses in the office there today. I got a new subscriber on my channel because one of the nurses just loved my attitude and you know, the things that I'm talking about and saying that I'm doing. And to have a nurse offer to follow you on social media is kind of funny. It's good. It's a good thing. I hope she sees this. Her name was Jennifer. Beautiful woman. Hope she sees this, and thank you for being my official 50th subscriber. I will put her, I took a picture because I was so proud, like, wow, I've got 50 subscribers on my channel for this. Like, definitely awesome. So I'll put the picture up. Hopefully you're looking at it now. But yeah, thank you for being my 50th subscriber, Jennifer. Please continue to follow on social media and pray for me. Please continue to pray for me. Yeah, so I think I got most out about the help that I've been receiving, the blessings, the miracles. I gave you a little bit of updates on my health today. Preview of what's to come. I've been writing down some ideas for videos that I want to do in the future. This was the first one on the list. I want to talk about the power of intention and saying it how you want it. And I'm actually going to have an exercise for people to do when it comes to that. So it's all about how you think. Then I'm going to talk about the power of positive attitude. I'm going to do a video on that. I'm going to talk about the food that they offer you when you're in the hospital. And then, you know, I'm going to Vermont to meet up with Sam, and we're going to do some videos on the healing that he does. And some of it's going to be for his channel, some of it's going to be for my channels. But I don't even really know what that content is going to be right now, but I'll have a better idea soon, because I'll be getting up there in a couple hours, a few hours. But yeah, anyway. Then I'm thinking about doing some interviews with people who have survived cancer or dealt with it in some different way than the typical treatment that you would be prescribed by, like, the medical establishment, big pharma kind of thing. Those will probably only be on Rumble. YouTube is what it is. They want to censor shit, you know. It's their loss, really. You can't censor information. It's always going to come out. It's always going to come out. Anyway, so that wraps up this video. I did upload, if you're watching this on YouTube, I did upload 2 videos to Rumble of me singing. I love singing. I've been singing since I was probably 12 or 13 years old. I absolutely love it. It makes me feel amazing. I love being able to hit the notes that these vocalists hit. I love having the versatility and durability in my voice. Although I have to say, since the chemo, I've noticed sometimes that the quality of my voice has deteriorated a bit, and I don't want to sing so much that I contribute to that deterioration of my vocal cords. I do want to practice singing more to keep my vocal cords, like in shape. But I don't want to sing so much that like you hear the rasp in my voice right now. It's from singing. There's some phlegm in there, and I've got to do better to take care of that. But yeah, anyway. So check out those 2 songs I put up on Rumble. One of them was Anything by Danzig, and the other one was Fight by Stradivarius. Anything I sang for Anna, and Fight I sang for myself because that's a very powerful song. The genre is called power metal, and that's my favorite genre because it always makes me feel good. It makes me feel energetic and like I can conquer anything that comes my way. And that's really important for this battle, this whole fight, is being able to feel that. And so even if you don't like the genre of music, I would encourage you to at least listen to some of the songs by power metal bands. Gamma Ray, Helloween, Rhapsody, Stradivarius. A lot of those bands have very positive lyrics, very positive music. You might not like them, but find something that makes you feel positive and, have that in your arsenal to fight the battle that you're fighting. And that's going to wrap it up for this video. I am right here now meeting my friend Mitch, who I'm also very, very grateful for. Hey, Mitch, say hi. All right, that'll be it. Talk to you later. Bye.